Hi, Charlotte.
Oh, hey, Madeline.
We're back.
We're back. Thank God we recorded on Tuesday last week and not Wednesday.
Thank God. I could not have spoken into a microphone on Wednesday.
No, I definitely wouldn't have been funny.
It would not have been funny. It would have been the most depressing sports gossip podcast anyone has ever heard in their lives.
And that's not what we're here for.
No.
We're here to be a bright spot for people in the weeks, months, and years ahead. Gonna try to make you laugh. And, to start it all off, I think we need to acknowledge that Doc Rivers did indeed blow another lead.
He blew another lead, which, if you listened last week, we talked about Doc Rivers being featured in the Democratic video with Doug Emhoff, I guess he's still second gentleman.
He's still second gentleman,
but
not for long.
Not for long.
But yeah, Doc Rivers, who always blew 3-1 leads in the playoffs, and then they featured him in that Democratic ad, and we were like, I don't know that this is a good idea. And you know what?
It wasn't.
Might not have been the reason they lost. Don't think it helped.
Don't think it helped. I don't think it helped.
No. But, although, did they have a lead to begin with? Who's to say? Anyways,
but we do have some exciting positive news.
Yes, we do. You want to tell the people?
You guys, I don't know if you're watching this on YouTube or on Substack and can see what's in front of us, but we have a cake in front of us made by one of our listeners.
Yes.
Gabby.
Shout out Gabby.
We will tag her in Instagram when we talk about this announcement. But we hit 500,000 downloads.
Which is wild.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
And it's really across 6 episodes, because even though we had 7 by the time we hit this, one of them, we messed up something on the tech and it didn't get any views. So
we don't want to talk
if you
about
want to listen to the 3rd ever episode, check it out.
Check it out.
Nobody heard it.
No one heard it.
Something went wrong.
Something went wrong on the RSS. I don't know. It's above my head. I don't know.
Trying to figure it out. But very exciting. We are now over 500K. Madeline thought my suggestion of the exact number would be weird. So we did what the actual social media person who is smart and knows about this.
It was too specific of a number.
I was like, what about 547? And you were like,
no, that just doesn't work the same way and doesn't hit the same way as I think just 500,000.
Yeah.
But thank you to everyone who's watching. It's crazy. Watching, listening, reviewing. I mean, it's actually kind of bonkers. I really was like, 5 people are going to listen to this podcast.
Same. When we started this, we were like, okay, I know we're onto something. We believe in this. I think people are going to like it. But to have this played at least 500,000 times with 6 episodes is beyond our wildest dreams.
It's actually hard to comprehend. I feel like every day Charlotte and I just text each other like WTF about the numbers going up, because we're always checking them, and I'm shocked every time. And it's shocking.
It is, and it's crazy. Like doing this ourselves, we're the only 2 people who work on this.
Yeah.
And to hear things like a friend of mine was like, oh, my sister picked me up at the airport and she was listening to the show.
Yeah.
And it's stuff like that. And it's you guys all telling people to listen. And it's just not lost on us.
No. It's
amazing. It blows our minds every day, and we're very grateful.
Very grateful. So thank you, everyone listening and watching. Appreciate it.
And we have this beautiful cake,
which is tempting us because I just want to eat it right now, but we'll eat it after we record. But
my mouth is watering.
Ew,
it's just sitting at, sorry.
Charlotte just made like an ASMR sound. If you heard that in your ears, I'm sorry about that. That was upsetting. That was upsetting.
Me too, but it looks really good.
It does look really good. Gabby, thank you so much for making this.
My mouth is really watering.
Okay, all right. This is getting weird, Charlotte.
Sorry.
Should we talk about some sports gossip?
Yeah, let's do it. This week we had it feels like a massive Taylor Swift sighting. Hear me out. Okay, so Taylor showed up at the Chiefs game.
Yeah.
She was wearing stiletto boots, not the over-the-knee ones.
Thank God.
Right? They were different?
They were different. They look different to me.
She was also wearing a red tweed skirt and blazer and a black corset, and the red tweed thing had gold buttons on it, and her hair was done. I was like, felt a little bit like Nancy Reagan cosplay. Don't think that's what it was. She looked kind of like either a politician or a politician's spouse.
Don't. This is too soon.
Sorry.
Too soon. I see what you're saying. It looks like not even business casual, like business
government casual.
Government casual.
Here's the thing though. Kind of liked it.
I mean, she looked good. Here's what I'll say. The chokehold those corsets have on her. I mean, she loves one of these corsets, which she looks good in them, but She really does love those corsets. I actually feel like that would have looked better with a turtleneck, like a black turtleneck.
Ooh,
With
I
the boots.
love that.
And I actually think, listen, I'm not a stylist, but what I would have done is worn some black tights with tall boots with the mini skirt and the jacket and a black turtleneck.
Did
I
she
think it's
not have black tights on?
Oh, I don't think so. I mean, maybe she had like nylons or something under the boots, but
Nylons.
or no, actually, no. I think this sounds. I think her legs were just exposed to the elements.
Which, look, it wasn't shorts.
It wasn't shorts, which we talked about. Thank God. Thank God. It's too late in the season, even with global warming. You can't wear shorts.
No. Also, here is my theory, which is not really sports related. So, indulge my Swiftiness for a second. Reputation, Taylor's version, she is set to re-release at some point. It is that and Debut, the only albums she hasn't re-released or she has probably re-recorded them, hasn't released them yet. And correct me if I'm wrong, Madeline, wasn't there a ringmaster costume in Reputation?
Was there?
I
Wait,
think
I gotta
there
look
was.
this up.
I think there was.
This
Okay,
does look like.
a ringmaster to me, it's the red blazer and there's
No,
gold.
it's from the Red Tour.
Oh God,
Wait,
damn it.
I think.
All right, never
Hold
mind.
on.
This is why I talk about sports and not Taylor Swift for a living.
Yeah, Red Tour.
All right, well.
It's from the Red Tour. That's what I was like. Wait a second.
tried.
Okay, but go
Anyway,
ahead,
cool
continue.
tweed suit.
Well, and she already re-released Red, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, I get what you're saying. It does kind of look like that. But I will say, I appreciate that she's not wearing shorts,
Same.
and I like the updo. I know people were like not loving it, but I liked it.
Yeah, I think that's what gave it a little bit of. I think the tweed and the updo together
Was too
was
government coded.
a little bit government coded for me. But you know what? She looked amazing. Also, I don't want anyone to think like we're just having some fun with it. She looked great.
She looks great. Taylor, you always look great.
You always look great, and if you ever want to come on
the pod.
I feel like this is the last podcast on God's green earth that Taylor Swift would agree to do.
Could you imagine if we get an email from Tree Payne,
Oh.
her publicist, and I would die.
Even if it's like
Die.
a cease and desist, even if it's like stop talking about Taylor,
Sucked up.
I would be over the moon,
I would love it.
and
I'd
we
be
would read
honored.
it on the.
I would be honored. But really, Taylor, we love you so much, and can't wait to see what you wear next week.
Travis made history at this game.
He did?
Yeah, he did.
Like
he
on
did.
the like for what?
For being the first guy to grow his hair out after getting a pop star girl. No, just kidding. He had his 76th receiving touchdown for the Chiefs. So he is now tied with retired Chiefs tight end Tony Gonzalez, who had the most touchdowns as a Chief ever.
Wow.
So he's one away from breaking the record.
Wow.
And they
I'm sure he'll
pan-
break it.
Yeah, definitely. And they panned to Taylor in the suite, and she was all, wow, he did it.
Can you say that again?
Oh, he did it.
Wow. Congrats to Travis. That's great. I hope he gets to 100 touchdowns at some point in his career. That feels like a better round number, like 500,000.
I hope he
76
gets
is 76 is like very specific.
Well, it goes to show you, Travis has been in the league for over 10 years, and he has 76 touchdowns, which makes you, don't you feel like he should have more than
Yes.
that? Which goes to show you how hard it is to score a touchdown in the NFL.
Yeah, no, it does actually feel low for 10 years, just based on no sports factual information or analysis whatsoever.
And yet, it is tied for the most in Chiefs history.
What's the most that any player has gotten?
that's a
Because maybe
great
that would be a little bit of better context to compare the 76 number to.
Most receiving touchdowns, Jerry Rice with 197. This is actually an amazing, I'm getting a little sports nerdy here. Okay, most receiving touchdowns in NFL history from after the 1970 NFL AFL merger. Literally nobody listening to this cares. This is me slipping back into the like bajillion years I spent talking about sports with men, being like, well, let me tell you about the. Okay.
Charlotte's getting excited here for a minute.
Jerry Rice, 197. Randy Moss, 156. And then, so Travis would come in at, he's not even in the top 25 yet. Because
Wow.
Anquan Bolden is at 24 with 82. So, but also the wide receiver is a specific position. Travis is a tight end, which means not only is his job to catch touchdown, it's also to block. So he's not necessarily, so for a tight end, that's very impressive.
So he's booked and busy. He's doing lots of other things. He's multitasking. It's like when at a job, your job description is one thing, and then they're like, actually, you're going to do 5 other people's jobs.
And they're like, but it's cool
It's
because
cool.
you're a hyphenate.
Yeah, you're hyphenate and you're really good at lots of things. And so we're going to just take advantage of your skill set. So Travis, you're being taken advantage of.
Travis, this country is punishing you for being good at your job.
Yeah, you're just too good at your job.
The company you work for is punishing you for being... You know what I think we need to bring back, mostly because I want to make merch?
What?
Is saying that someone's a company man.
Ugh.
Travis is being a real company man.
He is.
Because I just want merch that says like company man sports gossip show.
You know what'd be great?
Because we're women.
You know what'd be great is if NFL players or really any athlete had a performance review, not like their stat line, like, oh, how well, like, I mean, I want them to sit down. Like, is there an HR department where they can sit down and kind of go through their like just performance on the team as an employee among the other employees?
Like, what are you, like, vibes?
Like a performance review, you know, when you have to like fill out a Excel spreadsheet on a scale from 1 to 5. Did you complete X task well this year? Yes or no? Give an example.
Well, no, because I've worked for media companies that are like barely hanging on for
you've
most
never
of
done
my...
that?
No.
Wait, okay. People listening know what I'm talking about. Like,
I know what you're talking about. I've just never...
Oh, you've never done it.
Maybe I had to do it like
usually,
once.
I mean, they're not always an Excel spreadsheet. They're usually just like a form and you like fill in your own performance and then your boss fills in the same for you.
Oh, yeah,
and
I
then
guess
you meet about it.
I did that once.
Okay, that's
I
what
gave
I'm saying.
myself very high marks.
Yeah, of course. And then they're like, actually... Just kidding. I'm sure it was equal. You're a great employee.
Thank you so
And I think
much.
Travis Kelce also is a good employee.
This is
For the record.
Performance reviews are also like very coded towards kids who like were the quote gifted kids in school or like really cared about it or
Yes.
like really...
Oh, I am so type A. I love a performance review.
Should we give each other performance as the only employees of
We should.
Wilder Hill Media Inc?
We should. They'll be skewed.
I would give you top marks across the
10
board.
out of 10.
10 out of 10.
Yeah. Wow.
See, this is an example of a non-toxic workplace.
It isn't toxic at all.
Because we're just two nice ladies.
We're two nice ladies with a cake.
Yeah, that doesn't feel like something a company would do.
It
Get
does.
a cake.
It honestly, no, there's nothing worse. Actually, I got to talk about this for a minute.
Okay.
Let me cook. There's nothing worse.
I'm going to let you bake. Sorry.
There is nothing worse than being forced to go to like a break room for one of your coworkers' birthday parties in air quotes and watching your coworkers sing happy birthday to you is a top 5 traumatic experience.
Has it happened to you?
Yes. I love all the people I've worked with.
Oh, well.
For the most part. There is nothing worse than having to suffer through some sprinkles cupcakes being shoved in your face while your adult coworkers, who you're only speaking with because you work with them, are singing happy birthday to you. And then you have to just like go back to your work.
Oh, that's
It's
the
so
most
strange.
embarrassing part of it. Then you go just sit down again
Yes,
and everyone's just like eating cake at their desks.
Guys, I think we need to ban birthday parties at work.
It's like it's a core scene of Office Space.
Yes.
Where
yes.
Milton doesn't get cake.
Oh my God. Yes. No, it's just too much. And there's always like, I mean, I could go on a whole rant about this, but like the unpaid labor that typically women do in a workplace for things like that, to order the cake, pick it out, get the birthday cake, pick it up before work. Who's paying for it? Like I could really go on a ramble about it.
Preach.
But I'm like, it needs to end.
You know what we did here at the Sports Gossip Show?
What?
We picked up the cake together.
We did. And we cannot wait to eat it.
Because we don't think just one woman
No, two women need to
needs to pick up the cake.
the unpaid labor for themselves. But it's fine for us. I'm like, whatever. But
Well, yeah, because
anyways,
also when you're working for yourself, it
Yeah, it
turns
doesn't
out
count.
a lot of things feel a lot better.
The other thing I think we need to ban are remote going away parties.
Oh, God.
Horrible.
They're still doing those?
They're still doing those, I think. I mean, it's like, who wants to get on a Zoom where you're just like, oh, have a good time at your next job? Just send an email.
I would have a dentist appointment for sure that day.
Lots of dentist appointments. Yeah, for sure.
Well, another thing about this Chiefs game, Madeline,
Yeah.
that I was sort of excited to see is that tennis star Frances Tiafoe and his girlfriend Ayan Broomfield were posing with Taylor and Travis after the game.
I did not know that they were friends.
Neither did I, but it makes the U.S. Open make a lot more sense.
It does.
Weren't they watching the Tiafoe match?
Yes, I think they were. Okay, well, there we go. I feel like it's Travis's friend.
Oh,
I think
yeah.
Francis is Travis's friend. That's just my own theory.
Yeah.
I'm here for it. Frances Tiafoe, he's a character.
Yeah.
He's posted some kind of silly things on Instagram before.
Has he? Like,
kind of
what?
like, what's the way to say this? Like somewhat performative. Like he's just trying to be like funny, but they're not actually that funny. I can't explain it.
Like
But, like
the-
some Instagram stories before.
The Russell Wilson school of
Just like a little bit
cringe?
cringe sometimes. No shade to Frances Tiafoe.
No.
But
Who among us?
Who among us? I mean, listen, I've posted my fair share of mirror selfies. Is there anything more cringe than a mirror selfie?
No, I would also argue, though, is there anything more chic on occasion?
Especially if it's a good bathroom with a good wallpaper. And they're like, what restaurant is that? And you're like, Gatekeep. No, I'll tell you. You can always DM me. I'll tell you what restaurant.
Yeah.
But yeah, he seems like a lovely guy. But yeah, I think sometimes he posts some kind of cheesy things on his Instagram story.
That would try. He seems like goofy and fun.
Yeah, he's goofy.
But I do like this because I feel like a huge part of Taylor, like when we talked about Kelly Stafford last week, saying that she was jealous, basically, that Taylor got attention, and then saying we need to focus on the players, and then she dressed up as Taylor Swift for Halloween. She and Matthew Stafford, her husband, dressed up as Taylor and Travis at the U.S. Open.
Yeah.
Like this has become, the U.S. Open outfits, the Gucci bucket hat that Travis wore has become a big part of their lore at this point. And so the fact that then the people who were at the game with them were from the U.S. Open really keeps that through line going.
Yeah, it does. You're right. You're right. Do you think we'll see them at the U.S. Open again next year?
Absolutely.
I hope they're still together. I mean, I think they will be.
Look, what if they go to Wimbledon?
Ooh, wait, that'd be really chic because Wimbledon, I've been to Wimbledon.
No.
Oh.
Like inside, not just
my
sitting on the
friend-
grassy knoll.
Oh, no,
which
I went.
has bad connotations. I don't.
What?
Not
Bad
like
connotations.
Not like JFK's grassy knoll.
Okay, all right. Too soon? I don't know. No, yeah, I went to Wimbledon. My friend had an extra ticket,
Wait, that's amazing.
which was incredible. So we went and saw Andy Murray play, which is like the British
dream.
tennis. He's, if you don't follow tennis, he's like England's shining male tennis player who constantly gets injured, and I think he finally has retired.
Yeah, did he retire yet?
I think he finally retired. But anyways, everyone, I mean, not everyone, but I'd say for the most part, people tend to kind of dress up, and it's amazing. Like I felt I wore a dress.
Did you wear white?
No, I wore like a cream dress, this Aj dress. If any ladies know that brand, AJE. It's an Australian brand.
Yeah.
And I wore that with some cute
color
little
was
shoes.
it?
It was a cream color with like a floral pattern on it with little
Ooh.
cutouts. It was cute.
Very Wimbledon.
It felt very Wimbledon, but it was so fun. It was amazing. I mean, that was like not a sporting event though. Like
No.
that was like, I felt like I was at high tea.
I can't believe
It's not a
you got
sporting
to,
event.
Did you get the berries and cream that they served?
No, because I gotta be honest, they looked a little nasty.
Oh, a little sad.
They do not look as nice as they do on TV because obviously they're showing like a nicely made up one, but they like in person it just like
thought about that.
it's literally just a bunch of strawberries just like dumped in a cup with some cream on it, which again, I'm sure they taste good, but they just had been, it was a hot day and they'd just been kind of sitting out. And I was like, I don't think I want that right now.
Okay, worse than cake at work is like the strawberry that's slightly too red.
Oh,
Do you know what I mean?
oh, yeah, no.
And you're like, this is going to taste, this isn't what I want
It's not right.
from my berry.
It's not right. No, it's going to be very bad.
You have to leave this podcast. You don't get any cake. This podcast is over.
But I would love to see him at Wimbledon. But what I was going to say was the Wimbledon setup, like the main court, which I can't remember, center court, I think it's just what it's called, is really small.
Really?
And the seats are really close together. And if they go, I think they would have to sit in the royal box. But even that, it's like they're very exposed. It's not like the Arthur Ashe. The U.S. Open's like a very big stadium.
Yeah, where they have boxes and
Yeah, and
suites
it's like a little
stuff.
bit more separated. Like if you're at Wimbledon, you're like right next to people. Like, so I'd be interested to see if they would go. But I feel like they would look so chic.
They would look so chic unless they were wearing bucket hats again.
They wouldn't. Not to Wimbledon.
there would be
no way.
some-
People wear suits.
Really?
Oh, people were wearing suits.
Is this like
Yes.
the English like tails or like whatever the because English society they still have like such weird
Yeah, it's so
the
strange.
gray vests with the tails.
I still don't understand it. Even living there, I couldn't tell you.
No.
but no, the people were in suits. I mean, people weren't in tuxedos, but they were like dressed up.
I would love to see Travis Kelce in a suit,
I think he'd look good.
like not a cool fashion suit.
No,
but
like just like a classic. I feel like they would have to sit in the royal box. There's
Definitely.
no way they
Well, she posted that picture from the Eras Tour in London. Taylor posted it backstage with Travis and Prince William
You're
and his
right.
kids, and
You're
Travis was
right.
wearing the USA Olympics hat.
could just okay.
Also, Andy Murray did retire after the Paris Olympics.
Yeah, there we go. Okay, then I think there's a chance maybe we'll see them at Wimbledon if Frances plays, if they're friends with him. So, Frances, come on, pressure's on.
Also, I would like to go to Wimbledon.
It's amazing. It's so hard to get tickets. So if anyone has
Isn't
a plug,
there a brand who wants to send us to Wimbledon?
please,
like
please.
Driscoll's berries.
I would die. I'll eat as many berries and cream as you want.
I will stuff my face full of
Whatever.
strawberries.
Please. It's so fun. It's so fun. It was amazing.
Sounds incredible.
Yeah.
Well, there's another Chiefs-related thing that I would like to bring to your attention because Travis's ex-girlfriend, Kayla Nicole, she recently said, I think to Radar Online, I'm not totally sure of if this was something she said to a reporter or if this was on a podcast. I don't think it was on a podcast. If anyone knows, correct me. She said of the group of Chiefs friends, and she was with Travis for like 5 years, I think. So they all became, it's the Wags and they're all close and blah, blah, blah. And she said, we are not as cool as we once were. And this was a group that she had once described as being like family. She was a bridesmaid in Brittany Mahomes' wedding. Nicole unfollowed Brittany Mahomes.
Oh, okay.
So this is something I wanted to ask you about because, like, obviously in a breakup, people divide up the friends.
Yeah.
I feel like in an NFL relationship, if, girlfriend, wife, if there's a breakup, it's not really your typical, like, who gets the friends. Because I feel like a lot of times women get the friends just because women are generally better at maintaining close relationships. But in an NFL situation, those guys are literally teammates. Like their bodies, they're out there physically protecting each other every week. Like it's a very, very close bond. And so you kind of don't really, I'm not shocked that this is how things went for Kayla, whether it's fair or not. And Brittany Mahomes seems to have just like, okay, Taylor's my best friend now. You know that meme that was like, bye Kayla, now Taylor's my best friend. Do you know what I'm talking about? Where it's
I don't know that meme. What?
Anyway.
I did not see that meme.
It could be very niche or I could be making it up.
No, well, I believe you. I agree with you. I do think in this NFL dynamic, I feel like it's much more challenging to keep those people around that are exes. But I also, here's what I'll say, even if it's not NFL, I think I'm a firm believer, like, cut them off. I'm sorry. Like, Kayla, I'm sure she's probably sad she's not friends with Brittany Mahomes anymore. And if I was a bridesmaid in someone's wedding and then, like, I broke up with the the person in between and then I'm no longer friends with the girl, I'm sure it would be difficult. But I also am like, what is Brittany Mahomes going to do? I mean, listen, we have thoughts about Brittany Mahomes, but I'm like, what is she going to do in that situation? Still hang out with her husband's teammate / also close friend's ex-girlfriend while he now has a new girlfriend
who's the most
Taylor
famous person in the world.
Like, I just don't think there's a world where that could happen.
I agree. I also think, like, who among us has not been a bridesmaid in our 20s? And then you're just not as close.
Oh, wait. Yes.
And it doesn't mean that you don't.
I was just talking about this with a friend. It's so true. Yes.
It doesn't mean that you don't have a place in your heart for those people, but like your lives go in different directions.
Different directions.
And I think about this sometimes because I'm like, God, you're just in those pictures.
Yeah, you're just in
those. What happened to that chick?
There was a wedding I was in, and she was a close friend.
Yeah.
But it was like that, like kind of after the wedding, it was just like, nothing happened. It was just kind of like we went in different directions. She lived in a different place and we just weren't friends anymore.
Yeah.
And she's a lovely, wish her the best.
And like,
but I'm like, I'm in those photos forever.
I've been thinking about that. And like, look,
it's so true.
If she were to call, I'd be like, I'm so happy to hear from you. Like, if you're in New York, let me know.
Yeah, like let's catch up.
But it's just, and so maybe Kayla, maybe it's just a natural part of life.
I think it is. I think especially as a woman, I feel like I'm speaking for myself, but I feel like other women too. Friendship breakups are the worst.
Horrific.
They're way worse than breaking up with a significant other. Way worse.
It's also when you break up with a significant other, it's very clear. It's like, we're over, we're broken up, goodbye, I'm not going to talk to you anymore.
Right.
The friend breakup, there's like no protocol.
No protocol.
It's not like, okay, well, everyone's consoling you and like he sucks, blah, blah, blah. Like with the friend breakup, you probably have mutual friends. They can't clearly take anyone's side.
Right. And especially it's worse when they're like nothing happened. It just kind of you drift apart.
Yes.
That's the most painful. That's the most
Or
painful.
you're like, are you mad at me?
Right. You're like,
this is making me feel sick to my stomach.
Anyway, so Kayla, here for you, but also I think time to find some new friends. Anyways, can you tell me a little bit about this Aaron Rodgers update?
Oh, yeah.
What's going on there?
I feel like we slacked last week. We didn't have an Aaron Rodgers update.
We didn't. So to the people who have requested the weekly update, we're sorry.
So this
things were a little busy last week.
Yeah. Well, here's what Aaron Rodgers said. He was asked, so the Jets lost again.
Shocking. Shocking.
Right. And he was asked what his level of frustration is because, with the expectations coming into this year, blah, blah, blah. And he responded a lot of emotions this year. A reporter asked him to follow up, and this is what he said. Yeah, I'm not going to, ... A lot of different emotions. Seems like that is a loaded answer, but it's not the time or the place to get into any of that. But at some point, I'll give you a better answer. Madeline, this man, he is anyone who says like women are dramatic. Men are so unbelievably dramatic, and Aaron Rodgers is the most dramatic, chaotic athlete that I've come across in a long time.
100% agree. Aaron Rodgers' answer was saying nothing in the same way that when you're required to hit a word limit on a school paper and you just add filler content and you're saying nothing while also kind of saying something that you didn't really probably put in the work. That statement is one of those. It's like a filler statement that's so dramatic and says nothing, and it's just a lot of words.
It's also when someone's like, are you mad at me? And you're like, I'm just a lot. Literally, you could say a lot of different emotions. Seems like that's a loaded answer, but it's not the time or place to get into it. Basically, it's when you're saying like, yeah, but and not in a. There's a good faith way to say this. There's a good faith way. Like if someone says, "Are you frustrated?" He could have said, we're just focused on the season. Like obviously things haven't gone the way we wanted to. We'll address all of it at a later date. Or if someone says, "Are you mad at me?" You can be like, I'm just actually not ready to talk about it. And I hope you can respect that right now. But like this, a lot of different emotions seems like a loaded answer, but it's not the time or place. It doesn't seem like a loaded answer. It is a loaded answer. So now everyone's going to be like, what are the emotions? Aaron asking his teammates, what are the emotions? Garrett Wilson, like he just threw an emotional grenade into the Jets locker room.
Yes.
Without taking any responsibility for it.
Correct. And he's just going to walk out and just let the chaos ensue now. I feel like it's very selfish of him to say something like that. And then like kind of put it on other people now because now everyone else is going to get more questions about his vague nonsense answer.
Yeah. It's like, go back into the darkness, Aaron. Go to
go back into the darkness.
Do a mini retreat.
What have we said about him though?
What?
We still need to keep him employed though.
Oh, but yes. Oh God.
So even though he's giving these answers, I guess it's kind of better that he's saying that versus other things he potentially could say.
Well, because you know what he would be doing if he weren't saying this into a press conference microphone where he doesn't elaborate. He would be elaborating into a podcast microphone.
Yeah, that's true.
And we've seen what men with podcasts can do to a country.
Yeah.
So that's the Aaron Rodgers update.
Okay. Well, I'm sure there's going to be a lot more follow-up questions, I hope, from reporters next week.
Can you tell me, you put something in here that I do not know about. And by something in here, I mean our beautiful Google Doc that I live and die by. The Auburn men's basketball team, something happened?
Yes. So I don't follow college basketball that closely outside of March Madness. The season just started.
Right.
But the Auburn Tigers were on their way to Houston to play the University of Houston, and their plane had to turn around and make an emergency landing because 2 players were involved in an incident on the plane.
What?
Yes. They were a pair of reserves, a freshman and a senior. They apparently got into a fight. It's not clear what the fight was about.
A physical fight?
Yes. Like apparently some clothes were torn on the plane. If you heard about this story, you should go listen to the audio from the pilots, but it's very funny. They're like, we have to turn the plane around because like 2 players are going at it, essentially is what they're saying in like pilot language. But yes, so neither of the players traveled with the team to Houston. So they go back to Auburn, Alabama, make an emergency landing, kick these players off, and then they flew back to Houston because they had a game to play.
They made it in time for the game?
They made it for the game. I think this was like the day before the game. Auburn won the game, which is kind of shocking. I feel like if I was on a team and that sort of chaos ensued right before we were about to play, even if it's 2 reserve players who are not your star players and you're not relying on them, I'm like, I feel like that would just throw off the entire dynamic. But it clearly didn't because at their game, the players celebrated by doing like an airplane. Let me pull this up. They won and you'll see this clip if you Google it, but they are doing airplane motions. I'm showing this to Charlotte right now.
Oh my God.
So
they're doing where they put their arms out and, like a little kid running around
like
pretending to be an airplane.
Yes, which I thought was hilarious. I'm curious what the fight was about. My theory, they're both reserves. So I don't feel like it's competition to play. It has to do with something off the court.
I agree.
Do you think it has to do with a girl?
Not to be too High School Musical about it, but yeah, my first thought was, I bet it's about a girl.
Right.
Or someone said something horrible about someone's family.
Yes.
Like
Ooh,
things could have escalated and they could have said something really awful. Wait, that is absolutely wild, Madeline.
Because we haven't gotten more information and it really hasn't become that big of a news story. But I'm like, wait a second. That's insane. That's such an insane story.
The fact that they felt they had to turn the plane around, that it feels like something you should be able to settle.
Correct.
And be like, separate them, put them in different seats.
Correct.
But they literally were like, we have to get these young men off the plane.
Yes.
I just imagine the pilots being like, Charlie Delta Whiskey, we've got a situation in the Bravo situation deck. It's like,
no.
And what it really is like two teenagers tearing each other's clothes off because they're so mad at each other.
Yes. And the funny thing I'm thinking about is, so they turn the plane around, right? And they go back. Do these two guys then have to sit in like the back of a Auburn van together? Like, I'm like, are they in police cars? Like, what's happening? I don't think they were arrested.
No.
I think they were just like sent home and were like, you guys are put in timeout for the weekend to think about what you've done.
Also, here's the thing though, like separate vans, maybe they get back to campus, they can still find each other and continue this.
Correct. I'm like, put them in therapy. What's going on here?
That's crazy.
If anyone who is involved in Auburn basketball knows details of why they fought, please let us know, because I've really not been able to find that much information about like what the fight was about.
Any students at Auburn,
please let us know.
We know you know. Because when things like this happen on a college campus,
everyone knows.
Everybody knows. And we need one of you to be brave.
Yes.
And email us at info@sportsgossipshow.com.
Yes.
Or DMs at sportsgossipshow or at the Wilder Things or at mad_hill.
Yeah. It can be anonymous, but we need some more information about the story.
Yeah. Wow.
Great. Isn't that great?
Yeah, I love that.
So good.
There was another sort of childish thing that I wanted to talk about.
Okay.
Childish according to what I'll explain. So Giannis Antetokounmpo, player on the Bucks, who is coached by Doc Rivers, who blew a 3-1 lead, not only for America, but also is really blowing it in Milwaukee. They're terrible, even though they have two of the best players of their generation in Giannis and Damian Lillard. Whatever it is, what it is. They played the Celtics. And during this game, Giannis fouled Jaylen Brown. And I don't remember if it was a technical or not, but it was a pretty hard foul. Afterwards, they get up and Giannis, like as they're walking back down the court to the other side, Giannis put his hand out for Jaylen Brown to shake it. Jaylen reaches his hand out to shake Giannis's hand, and Giannis does the like too cool, not like, there's up high, down low, too slow.
Yeah.
This was like handshake with the then you put your hand by your head to like you're putting your fingers through your hair.
Yes.
And Jaylen Brown looked so pissed. And then afterwards at a press conference, someone asked him about it. And Jaylen Brown said, Giannis is a child. And then he was like, we're basically just trying to win the game. And that's what we did. And then Giannis was told that Jaylen Brown said Giannis is a child. And Giannis said, oh, that's what he said? Dang. We always joke around with the flow of the game. It's something that I do to my kids. I play around. This is who I am. I play the game with fun, joy.
Is he implying that Jaylen Brown is a child like how he treats his own children?
Maybe he is also implying that Jaylen Brown is no fun. He is also, Giannis said before the season started, he said Jaylen Brown is the best player on the Celtics. And that is a controversial thing to say because Jason Tatum, who is the other best player on the Celtics, everybody is always trying to divide them and be like they hate each other, even though they're like, we really don't. And we just won a championship together. But they're still like trying to drive a wedge.
Yeah.
And Tatum is like supposed to be the best player on the team. But then Jaylen Brown was the MVP in the final. And it's just like this. So Giannis knows how to get under people's skin.
Right.
And Jaylen Brown, the fact that he like, the only way you have a chance of coming out alive from an interaction like that, you have to greet it with humor.
Yeah.
You can't be pissed about it.
You can't be pissed.
Look, I would probably be a little pissed.
Yeah.
But you have to keep that inside to win the public relations game.
Yes.
And you have to be, hit him with a finger guns or something. You can't just be mad.
No, you have to keep your anger to yourself. That's not something you can be public about.
No.
And being mad, because it makes you seem like just like a childish, actually, I would say. Even though Giannis doing that would also bother me. I would be annoyed.
Exactly.
That's like when someone, and they're like, I'm just joking around.
And you're like,
oh,
motherfucker, I will end you.
Yes, that is the worst when someone says that. I feel like that's Giannis.
Yes.
I love him, but like I feel like that is his energy. And so, yeah, but Jaylen should have kept that to himself.
Also, Giannis, like, I think he wants to get traded, or
Right.
he eventually will want to get traded, because he said last season or in the offseason 2 years ago that if they weren't championship material, he wanted out. And now they are clearly not championship material.
No.
Also, maybe he's just like, please don't send me to the Celtics. Even though, like, I don't think the Celtics need him.
I don't think the Celtics want him.
No.
Do they?
Well, clearly not now.
Not now.
Which maybe accomplished Giannis's goal.
Yeah, maybe he heard rumors that like the Celtics were talking about him. He's like, I got to do anything in my power to not go to the Celtics.
He's
so
like,
now maybe we just need to monitor Giannis at other games and see if he does it with other teams.
Yeah, what if he's at Golden State and
Right.
at the Warriors, and he's just like super nice to everybody,
Yeah.
and he's like, Steph, just wanted to tell you how much I admire your game.
And then does the same thing.
Or the Knicks. He could go to the Knicks,
Oh.
people are saying.
That'd be fun. I could see him at MSG. He seems kind of like he'd enjoy the crowd.
And they
you know?
got Karl Anthony Towns, who's a big guy, and maybe they only got him from the Timberwolves to flip him for Giannis.
Interesting. I have a Tom Brady update from last week with the vlog saga.
No way.
If you didn't listen last week, we talked about Tom Brady's most recent vlog. At the time was a 4-minute vlog, but previously he had done like 9-minute vlogs. So my theory, again, this is all my own brain, not based on any facts, but it was that Tom Brady found out that Giselle was pregnant with her third child, her first with her jiu-jitsu instructor boyfriend, while he was filming that vlog. Maybe not literally while he was filming, but like while they had cameras around. And so they just had no content. And so they just put up a straight up 4-minute and 0-second vlog, whereas the other ones are like 9 to 11 minutes.
Yes.
So he posted another vlog 4 days ago. And this vlog is 9 minutes and 39 seconds.
So he's back, baby.
He's back. So that clearly, I think, reinforces my theory that that is when he found out.
You're 100% right.
Right?
I think it would have been even less suspicious if he had just not posted one rather than posting. Well, maybe not.
I don't know.
4 minutes, though, when that's, at least 6 minutes shorter than any
Yes.
others you've done.
I personally think he shouldn't have posted the 4 minute.
I don't think so
because
either.
it looks weird now. If you go on his YouTube channel, it's the only one that is 4 minutes.
Yeah.
And the next one, it's not like the next one was 5 minutes. The next one was 9 minutes and 39 seconds, which is the normal length of his vlogs.
Okay, so what's in it? What does he do in this vlog?
I haven't watched it. I just gave this update because I just saw it this morning.
Okay.
But I think his son is in it. So I'll give you the recap next week.
Okay, that would be great. I saw a clip on social that I think he was promoting the vlog.
Uh-huh.
But I can't ever really tell. It could have he went ice skating.
Oh, okay.
He played ice hockey.
Okay, that's fun. All right. Well, that's good.
How contrived is this, though? Like, how much is this, like, following Tom Brady around for his life, and how much is it like a Netflix reality show where they have these things, they schedule things for people to do so they have something to film?
I think everything is always scheduled and planned for someone that famous. I don't think people who have that level of fame do anything spur of the moment. Except occasionally LeBron James tweeting and posting on his Instagram story.
Wait, he tweeted something nuts the other day.
What was it?
Did I take a picture of it?
Yes. But I do think, while you're looking this up,
Yeah.
I think that vlog is just him wanting to have his own reality show with segments. Like, they have to prep things, especially when they're going places to film. They have to get approval.
Yeah.
Even though he's Tom Brady, maybe he's Tom Brady, so they can just do whatever he wants. But his team still needs to ultimately get, like, probably releases and approval. I'm guessing. Maybe not. But, like, there's definitely some prep.
I think
and
you
planning
have
that
to
goes
let
into it.
people know, hey, Tom Brady's going to show up to your ice skating rink and
With a camera.
be on camera.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like you have to let people know about that.
I found the crazy thing that LeBron James tweeted. I knew there
What
was
did he
something
say?
I was forgetting. LeBron James tweeted 2 days ago on Sunday. Just woke up from having a dream. I was playing for Duke for Coach K inside Cameron Indoor Stadium. It was all caps insane in there. told Coach K it was an honor to suit up for him, and he said the same thing back to me. He's such a, all caps, legend. Then, ... new tweet. It turned right into a concert. Snoop and Dre were the performers, and they were doing the song the next episode. The roof inside Cameron damn near came off. Ha ha, period. Then my emoji alarm clock went off, and I woke up.
I'm sorry. What?
The levels of analysis a psychoanalyst could do on this, Madeline.
There's so many layers here.
LeBron famously did not play college
Correct.
basketball. He was the last player to just go from high school into the league. So it's always been a point of like winning a national championship is something LeBron can never do. I mean, I suppose he could go back his years of eligibility, but that would be insane.
Right.
So the fact that he's dreaming that he played for legendary Duke coach Mike Krzyzewski, who is retired.
Right.
And he said it was an honor to suit up for him. And Coach K said the same to him. And then this is not something real that happened. This is a dream. And then LeBron says he's such a legend. It's like, well, maybe, but like you're saying that based on something that he said in your own head.
I'm also like, LeBron easily could get Coach K's phone number, talk to him, meet him in person.
He has it.
Go to their stadium.
He coached him on Team USA.
Oh, right,
I think.
he did. Oh my God, you're right. Wait, you're right.
So like,
you're right. Wait. Could LeBron
this
go
is like
back to college and play? And what's the eligibility like for NCAA? Do they allow? Is there an age limit for college players?
No, I think he could.
Because how insane would it be if whenever LeBron retires, he's like, I'm going to go back to Duke, even though I know Coach K retired. But like Coach K comes out of retirement just to coach LeBron at Duke for one season, so LeBron can experience being a freshman in college.
Yes,
I would love that.
In 2022, LeBron tweeted, do I have college eligibility if I want to play another sport besides basketball? How does that rule work? And yes, he could, because J.R. Smith, who is his teammate on the Cavs, went back to play college golf.
Right, correct.
At
also
the age of like 40.
In North Carolina, I believe.
Yes.
Okay, Duke University. Please,
you have the opportunity to do the funniest thing.
If you signed LeBron as a freshman, even if he just played in one game in a Duke jersey, I feel like that would make LeBron's life. Clearly, he regrets not going to college, I think is what that's implying.
There's also
he doesn't regret his career, but I mean, I think there's a part of him that regrets he didn't get that experience.
Feels like Freudian daddy.
Stop. My God, you're right.
Here's the thing. Duke right now, their freshman class, they have Cooper Flagg, and they have this guy, Kaman Malwatch, from the NBA Africa program, and they're going to be incredible.
Right.
Cooper Flagg's going to be the number one pick. If you had LeBron play
oh my God,
at least a game with Cooper Flagg.
Duke, we got to make this happen.
Duke.
Oh, that'd be amazing.
We got to know people there.
We got someone.
I know someone. I don't know. Just think about it.
Think about it.
That tweet clearly shows this man is.
He's thinking about you. He's thinking about you.
That's not even a subtweet.
No. Can you give a little update on something I saw?
Yeah.
So the Drake DeMar DeRozan saga seems to have continued with a shirt that the Sacramento Kings owner was wearing.
Yeah. So listen to last week's episode for the full debrief on the feud that Drake started with DeMar DeRozan, who's a player on the Kings, which is really just one-sided. It's just Drake being mad. DeMar clearly doesn't care. But the Kings, so they got into this fight when the Kings played the Raptors.
Yeah.
And DeMar DeRozan used to play for the Raptors, which is Drake's favorite team. They used to be friends. Then DeMar DeRozan appeared in Kendrick Lamar's music video, Not Like Us. And Kendrick Lamar famously wrote that about Drake, which ended their rap battle because Drake, pretty much, there was nothing he could say to that song.
No, nothing.
So fast forward, the Raptors were playing at the Kings. It was a Kings home game. And the owner of the Kings, Vivek Ranadive, was sitting courtside wearing a shirt that said, "They not like us." Which, Madeline, I would argue, if you're an owner, don't do that.
Don't do it.
You're not helping.
Not helping.
You are only making everything look lamer. And if you're doing it on behalf of the guy who was winning the fight,
right?
He didn't need you.
He didn't need you. And I feel like DeMar DeRozan, when he saw that, was like, come on, man. No one also, going back to our conversation about birthday parties at work, no one also wants your boss involved in kind of like the more coworker level antics or just like chit chat.
No
one wants a boss involved.
It's
You
like
know?
it's like,
Keep him out of it.
how do you do, fellow kids?
Yes. Yeah.
The Steve Buscemi meme.
Yes. No, it is what that is. Yeah. Who told him to wear that? I feel like only he thought that was a good idea.
No, I think he had that made for him. I don't even think that's a situation where like his kids. I think he came up with that, thought it was brilliant. Was like, because I think, let's be honest, I think a lot of team owners, desperate, like they are billionaires, and all they want is for the players to think they're cool.
I know they do. And he 100% thought he was so cool because he's not sitting in a box. He's sitting courtside wearing that. Mm-hmm. He's sitting courtside.
He wore that to be seen, Madeline.
Seen and heard. By who? I don't know.
Drake?
Maybe, but I feel like Drake will be like, that actually helps his case. I feel like the minute he did that, Drake was like, cool, I have like an upper hand somewhat now because this is so lame.
Absolutely. How did Vivek make his money? He was a former CEO of Tibco Software, business intelligence software. This is just your classic nerds and the jocks,
right?
Where the nerds come into power and they're like, hey jocks, I got your back, and the jocks are like, I'm gonna put you in a locker, except I can't because you're my boss.
Right. They're like, yes, please keep paying me, and you seem like a nice guy, but please don't wear that shirt and involve yourself. Please
literally
exclude yourself
again
from the narrative. Please don't ever do this ever again.
Oh man. Well, so there you have it. The only other thing I had to tell you, Madeline, was that Freddie Freeman, the Dodger who had the first walk-off Grand Slam in World Series history, his family got a kitten. They adopted a cat.
Aww.
And they named it Champ.
Stop. That's really cute. I hope they actually adopted the kitten and did not get it from a breeder. Adopt, don't shop, kids.
I think they did. Freddie Freeman.
Good, because there's a lot of animals that need to be adopted.
Yeah, they adopted.
Los Angeles.
They adopted.
Oh, that's
really cute.
Very, ooh. Okay, it's a really cute kitten.
It's a really cute little kitty.
That's really cute.
I'm going home.
Okay, that's cute.
I also really like that they got a cat because I feel like
Yeah.
I feel like there's some, branding around like cats and dogs. Like,
yes,
it's like dogs are the masculine animal.
Right.
And it's like, no, Freddie Freeman got a cat.
Hell yeah.
And I love it.
Yeah, Taylor Swift has a cat. She's the most powerful woman in the world, I feel like. And Freddie Freeman is, I don't know if he's the most powerful baseball player, but they did win the World Series. So
he certainly is on top. When he was the MVP, so he is the most powerful baseball player right now.
Yeah, then there we go.
I want a cat.
I don't.
Do you like cats?
I grew up with cats, but I have been converted to the other side, which is the dog side.
I love dogs too.
I feel like I could never have a cat again, actually.
Really?
I love cats, but I feel like I've become a dog gal.
See, I always grew up with a dog and a cat at the same time, and they were friends.
That's cute. I love an unusual animal friendship. Who has not watched those Planet Earth, or not Planet Earth? No, Planet Earth. Wasn't that who did it? Planet Earth?
I think so.
Animal Planet.
Animal Planet.
Not Planet Earth. The Animal Planet videos on YouTube, where they just have different clips of unusual animal friendships.
Like a monkey riding on a turtle's back or
I'm
something.
sad. I'll watch 30 minutes of that. Give me an hour.
Same.
The best.
All right. Well, you have anything else?
No, just thank you everyone for listening as always and for helping us reach 500,000 downloads.
And counting.
It's crazy.
We're over that now.
Let's just hold it up for the camera. Oh, okay.
Can you see it?
I think you could see it. Yeah, if you're watching this on video. Woo! Wow, I can't wait to eat this cake. Thank you, Gabby, again for making this beautiful cake.
Thank you, Gabby. We'll tag you.
Yes.
Also, if you want to help us get to 1 million, just keep sharing, keep listening. We are on Substack if you want to support our work.
Yeah, sportsgossipshow.substack.com. You can always email us, info@sportsgossipshow.com if you want to partner or send us any tips, especially Auburn tips.
Oh, yeah. Tell us what's up.
Please tell us what's up. And please rate and review us on Apple.
And at Sports Gossip Show on Instagram and TikTok.
Yes.
We're trying to become moguls here, folks.
Yes, we are.
We're not shy about it.
Moguls.
XOXO Sports Gossip Girls.
Stop. I love it.
Okay, bye.